Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today we're going to do something we haven't seen in a long time. We're going to be doing the next pack, which is stages 47 to 51, the Fanhome release, and build the Star Wars Millennium Falcon.
To make 0.5 past lightspeed, it may not look like much, but you've got it where it counts, kid.
So I know for a while you've actually been looking at that Millennium Falcon behind me. Now that Millennium Falcon was actually given to me by my late friend Paul Ryder, and here's some images of it and some video just to show you. And that has actually really got me excited to actually be continuing this build. Now I couldn't figure out where we're up to. Now this has been hanging on my wall in the workshop. I don't know if this is still available. If you want to check, I have put a link in the video description, and you do have that QR code on the screen. Can I catch up and figure out where I am? We're going to find that out together. Without further ado, let's get cracking. So don't panic, I will be zooming cameras out, but this is stage 47. Here is the magazine, and as you can see, in stage 47 we've got some sprues, we've got these details here, and we've got some screws, and we need all of these plates. Now you've probably noticed all the way around me here, I've actually got them out ready to go, and we are going to start putting these together and putting this onto that section there. So this is going to look pretty interesting, as you can see, just like this. Okay, so to start with, we're going to need this section and this section here, and basically this is just going to be going onto the lugs in here, but I am going to need some glue for that. So I'm just going to put some glue just on the ends here, and we don't need a lot because even without glue it holds itself quite good in there. Get this lined up, and I want to ensure that it's flat in there. Now you will notice I've zoomed out all of my cameras now because I'm going to be bringing over this section just like this. It's really hard to get the whole thing in camera here. Now you see this lug here, the really big one, that's going to go into that hole there. So by putting that into that hole, it's pretty much going to line up all of the rest of the parts there, just like that. Now I'm going to turn this upside down, and I've got stage 47 here, so I need to take everything out. Now these are going to be held in with some of these flange silver screws, which from previous stages. And everywhere I can see this coming through here, I'm going to be putting one of these screws. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by the look of it. You do need to make sure that they are clipped all the way through there, otherwise it's not going to sit flush. And now just having a look, they're all in place. Now if I just turn this back over this way, and I am just holding this like this because obviously I don't want to push down on the ramp here, but I then have these plates here to put in. So give you an idea, that's fitting flush there, and I'm doing the same on the other side. Now in the same way, we're going to be turning this over, we're going to be holding this in from the other side. Now I believe every one takes 7 screws. So it's just a case of identifying all of those holes and getting one of these flange silver screws in place. So that's the last one going in that side, and then that means I've just got to put the ones in this side which has fallen out. So once those plates are in, I've got the back plates to put on. They look like this. So what I'm going to do is put one into the position here on this side. There's lugs in here that hold that in, and then all I need to do once that's pushed all the way down, is take the partner on the other side and just put that in here like that. And then once again, I'm going to be securing these from the other side with those flange screws, so it means I need to turn this over. Okay, that's a lot of screws. So let me turn this back over, and that is now how that's looking. Now in this stage, we have got this detail here. That's going to be going into this plate at the back. That's in just like that. Now, just so you know, I have taken this out now and I have just glued that in because we are meant to glue that in there. So I do have another detail now to put in here that came in this stage and it looks like that. Now this one's actually going to be going into this piece just there. So again, I want to put some glue on this section and just get that glued into place. The next piece I've got looks just like that. Again, that came in this stage. This is going to go underneath here. And it's the same deal. Put some glue on this so I can get this into place. Now, while I've got this bit available, you might be able to see that we've got some holes here which are going to have some pins in them, and all of these are in the bag here. So this is going to be a case of putting glue down each of these holes and then taking one of the pins and pushing them into here. So there should be 4 for each cavity. And before we put the plates on, we do want this to dry completely. So I'll just do the other side. And there we go. They're all in position. Now I can actually put this on the floor. And what I bring over these plates here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking some of these magnets and I'm going to glue them into the spots here. So there's 8 spots to glue magnets into. And I am being a little bit generous on the glue here because I don't want these falling out. At the same time, I don't really want to put them anywhere near the pins I put in, otherwise we're going to have these permanently put into place. Doesn't matter about the polarity of these. Now the instructions do want us to put this onto that whole section. I'm not going to do that until that's perfectly dry. So I need to dig through all of the previous packs and dig out these parts here because I'm about to put these on the rear side of the underside hole. So let's bring that over, and as you can see they're going to go into this section here. So what I'm going to do is bring them up and put them on. So first one is going to go in here just like this, and then I've got a long bar going across the top, and I haven't glued these in, but I will glue these in a second. Then I've got a middle piece which is going to be going in the center. I'm just putting this other one on the other side because it is symmetrical, but there's the middle piece there. That's going to go in there. Kind of gives you an idea of how this is going to be. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to glue all of these into place and I will show you exactly how this looks. And there you go. That's everything into place there. So all that's left to do now is put the panels over those landing gear sections. Now all of these parts should fit no problems in here. Now I've got the magnets in, so it's just a case of putting all of these into place at the back and at the front. And as you can see, that is what it looks like when it's all in place for that stage. And that now brings us to stage 48. You all notice I've had a change of clothes. It's been a whole day since I did stage 47. I didn't realise how long stage 47 was going to take. Okay, so this is the magazine for stage 48 here. And just having a quick turn through. Not really much to do. It looks like we've got some parts for the frame here. I don't think we're using that. We're actually just going to be putting this area in here. The reason why I like this part of the magazine is Stephen Dimso here is giving a paint guide to it. Now I will be painting mine, but not until the end of the build. So I want to get everything together first. But you can keep your magazines here and it will tell you ratios of colours and everything to actually do a fine paint job on this Falcon. So what I need is these parts here, which came in stage 46. I'm just going to get all of these out. And the first thing I want to do is I want to glue this into place at the top here. Now, we have got a notch just on that side, which is going to go into this section here. So it's going to help to line this up. Now, I am going to need to glue this into place. So there is a thin lip around here, so I am just going to touch some glue along this lip. And there you go. I'm just checking from the underside to make sure that that is all in place, which it is. Now once that's in, I've got this detail here, which is just going to be going in here. So once again, this time I'm going to put some glue in sporadic spots around here and put this into place. Just like that. And we're in a position now that I can actually put this onto that massive section that we've been creating. So we want it this way, so that this round section here is further away from the details over here. So I'm just going to get this lined up, just like that. Turn it over. And just like we've done on those panels that we did in the last stage, I'm ensuring that these lugs go all the way in around each side. Perfect. Because I am going to start screwing these in. So I think this time I am just going to use my usual screwdriver now. By the look of it, 6 screws are going to be holding this in. And I forgot that this build's not very good at telling you what screws you should be using, but these are going to be the flanged silver screws. And once again, the importance here is to ensure that the lugs here are all the way through before you put your screw in. That way, that can fit lovely and flush on there, just like that. That's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 49, here is the magazine. And we're going to be adding some details from a sprue here onto what we've just installed there. Again, in this pack, we do get some frame parts. We're not actually dealing with them by the look of it. Lots and lots of sprues that we're going to be putting things together. And then continuing on with this guide here about painting the model. Looking like that. So in stage 47, we had a couple of sprues here. Gonna need them now. Got me sprue cutters handy. And I'm also using these blocks, which I initially used on the Batmobile, but they've been invaluable for doing stuff like this. And the reason why I am lifting this is because obviously I don't want to interfere with the ramp over here. So I want detail 1 first, which is this one here. And just as a guide, that's going to be going in there just like that. So I'm going to glue that into place. Now, rather than put glue on the lugs, I'm just gluing them around the edges because it's actually the edges which are holding this in. The lugs don't hold it in, they just sort of position it for you. So that one's in there. And the good thing about this build is what we've done on one side is symmetry. We're going to do on the other side. Again, just some glue around the edges. And put that one into place too. I then want detail 3, this long one. This is going to be going onto this angled recess just there. So it's going to go in like that. So I'll put some glue in there. It has got some little holes on this, which are going to fit nearest to the whole section. And once again, what I've done on one side, I've got another one here. I'm going to do on the other side. Now, we've got a very tiny detail just at the top here that I'm going to need to take off. That's going to go into the position just here. Time for magnifying glasses again. There we go, that's him. Then I've got this detail here. And for this one, I'm going to need to rotate this round because this is just going to go into the recess here. So I'm putting some glue in there. I want this in that way, like that. Now in issue 44 and 45, we had some veins, which are exactly the same. They look like this. These are going to be going into the points here. There is indents for this, so we know which way round it's going. And here. So I'm going to glue those in. That's looking good. Now I need detail 7 off of this sprue, so I'm clipping that off. And this detail we put at the start, this is actually going to go in here, just like that, on the side. That way round. So I'll just get some glue on this. There you go, that one's off. Then I need this detail here, which I think they're saying is detail 8. And that's going to be going into the 2 holes just underneath here. So again, I'm going to put some glue there and put this into place so it's facing that way round. And with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now remember, we do have quite a few things still left on these sprues, so I need to keep all of those safe. So that means the last 2 stages here, stage 50, we're going to start working on the upper frame now. And as you can see, we do have the little jig that we're going to create as well. So I'm putting the metal pieces together so it's looking just like this. And this is the rest of the magazine. Brilliant image there of the Falcon, so it gives you an idea of colour schemes and stuff. Looking like that. Okay. So I'd already put this plate in here. I'm just looking at that. I can't remember doing that, but well, I obviously did it. I'm going to open some of the other packs, which I haven't actually even been into yet, on account that I didn't actually need them. So this is stage 48. And as you see in stage 48, we have got some of these connector blocks here. And just looking at the pieces we've got here, so we're going to have this one, this one. I'm also going to open stage 49 here. Again, anything we've got here, we're going to have to keep safe, because I've got some panels here. We've got one here. I've got this one here. So there's 2 more panels I'm looking for. And I'm guessing that's going to be in the stage that we're working on now, which is stage 50. And here we go. Here are these panels looking like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting this all together here. And I'm not actually going to follow the instructions. What I am going to do is make sure I've got plenty of these screws and start getting these into place. So I'm going to use, first piece, TF027, which is going to go under here, just like this. I'll get 1 screw in this side. Perfect. And then I need a 2 connector, which is going to go in this side over here. So there we go. We're extending onto this now. Then I'm going to be taking this one. This is going to go next to it here. This is TF08. Now I am remembering why I put this on here now. It's going to cause a little bit of an issue, but not too much of an issue. And that is, on the second run of these, some people got some really fragile frame. And I want to show you that here. A bit of metal. Watch this. It just snaps. It's like butter. It was a design problem, and I do believe if you got in touch with Fanhome, they were going to replace it for you. But yeah, I'm going to actually build around that. Okay, I want a 4 connector into this section here and connect that up. What I'm doing is I'm kind of showing you, even though you did have those brittle parts of the frame there, it's not really going to impede my progress on here. Just so you know, I did check the whole part. It's basically this corner that was weak. The rest of it's okay. It's just that corner there. Okay, I'm then putting this part here, which is, let's have a look, TF10, under here like this. And then once again, I want these 2 connectors here to secure these in those 2 positions. That's looking good. Then I've got these ones down the bottom here. So again, it's just a 2 connection, which is going to go in here. And that will attach it to this, which is TF13. Then I'm going to be putting TF12 on this side just here. Now what we got here is a 2 connector at the top, but a 4 connector on this side here. That will enable me to put this piece right next to it, which is TF12. And then the last piece that's going to go in, again, I'm going to be putting a 2 connector just in here, so I can secure this piece onto this side. Again, I don't know what order the instructions are doing this. I'm doing this in my own order. And then we've got another 2 just to go into this bracket on this side here, which will enable me to pin this whole frame to that side there. And it's all now rigid. With that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. So the last stage of that pack, again, we're going to do some more frame parts. This is the magazine. And as you can see, we're going to be extending that around here now, just like this. So that's how it's looking. We haven't had to piece these parts together yet, so I am just going to save those up And again, a little bit more about the painting of your Millennium Falcon. So get out stage 51, and again, all I'm doing is just saving up these panels, and we do have quite a few of them now, as you can see, because we're not going to need those. Not yet anyway. What I'm interested in is these panels here and these rib pieces. So bringing over what we've created, I'm going to use another one of these 2 connectors here, which is going to go right on the very end. And I need to put another one just in here. And then I'm going to be bringing this part over, which is TF14, and this is going to be going on this side just here. And again, it's these black screws, which I'm screwing this in with. And then finally, I'm going to be putting this piece under here like this. A little 2 connector, which is going to go in that side just here. Had that one fall out. I need to put that one back in a second. So when that's all in, that is now how that should look. Okay, we're just going to make another one of these ribs. So that's going to be a case of putting these together just like this. So it's sitting flat on my desk. And I can put this over the top. And I want it so that I can put the screws in from this side here. These are these brass screws. And ensure they go all the way through there. It takes 4 of these brass screws. So now that's looking like that. And then all I want to do is bring over this panel again. And I want to put this into here, which is going to reinforce all of these up. So I'm securing this with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the black screws. And there you go. With that in place, that is all there is to do in that stage. And that's all there is to do in that pack. So it's good that we're actually starting that one as well. Now, I think the running time just to do those 5 stages is around about 3.5, 4 hours. I've had to do it over 2 days. There's certainly a lot to do, which makes no surprise, seeing as there's only 100 stages in this to actually build what you'll see in there. But haven't done it for a while, but I've got the nerve to actually start finishing this now. So I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.